Hello fellow web developers and welcome back to another video, and today we will create those social media icons with a little hover animation. So let's get started. Also, if you like this video, may consider subscribing and liking this video, because it would really help me to continue making more videos like this one. So open your project folder in some kind of text editor. I'm using Visual Studio Code right here, and I will create two files, one index.html file and of course I'm using CSS right here, but you could also use CSS, but don't get confused because I'm using CSS right here. So I'm gonna choose a main, create a main.css like that. I will first do all the HTML and then we can go over the CSS, but for the HTML we will first of all just create our normal boilerplate, and for the title I will just go ahead and create some kind of like social media icons, and inside of the body we just need one div. That's all we need, and we can also append a class to it. I'm using image right here, and I'm going to give it a class of icons. There we go. And inside of there we will need three more elements: an anchor tag, we will do the href, the link later, and of course an I tag where we will put our icon in there. And talking of the icon, I need you to somehow get a font awesome source script. I will have it here. You can get that on fontawesome.com. Yeah, so you have to go to fontawesome.com, and there you can create yourself an account, and then you can implement that inside of your HTML file. I will show you in a second, but I got this JavaScript right here, so I can use that. And already we can make a class to our I element and call it fab minus Facebook minus f. It will get us the f, and of course first of all I have prepared a little link, and I can explain that to you. So this is the link, and it's just facebook.com/share.php, and then behind that a question mark, and then u is equal to the text you want to share, basically. So the website. I'm just type the u domain here. So I can just quickly save that so it's nice and centered right here, and that's basically it. We can also need a class on the a tag, and I want to call this fb for Facebook. And now I can copy that 2 more times, and we will change the class, so Twitter, and I want it for male. What the hell did I write there? And also I want to change the icons, of course. So here we just have to change it to what's wrong with me? So right there. And for the male it's an envelope icon. I've just copied that here like that. And also the share link for Twitter is this one. Again, a bit similar, and you can have a URL and a text you want to share, and for spaces you have to use % and then 20 so that it recognizes spaces, but I will show you in a second how that will look inside of Twitter. And then for the mail, I don't even know if that's Chrome specific, but it kind of works. It's mail to double colon. I think it's just colon or something. I think it's colon, right? So you have mail to colon question mark and then subject again with %20 is the space. I think that's basically it for the HTML. It's not basically, it actually is it for the HTML. So I think from here we can then continue in the CSS. Of course, we also have to link our CSS inside of our HTML. I like to forget that. So we can just type link, and then it will be called main.css just inside of the root. God, I can't write today. So there we go. Yeah, so let's just continue on our inside of our CSS. I will first of all do an HTML, and for the body I do not add any margin nor padding. And of course I also don't want any outline for the buttons and links. Just forget that word. So next I want to go inside of our icon class, and for that I want to display flex. And the nice thing about SCSS or the compiler inside of Visual Studio Code for SAS is that it automatically generates the different tags for different browsers. So for display flex, it also does that for Internet Explorer and Microsoft. So you have a broad range of browsers you support with your website. But enough talk. I want to justify content center, and of course margin top 20% just to get it in bit of inside of the middle. You won't have to do that. I just like to do that for presentation. So it's in the center right here. And then we can actually go ahead and talk about the A tags inside of our icons class. They will be of a width of 44 pixels and a height of 44 pixels. Text decoration none, just to get the links less ugly. A color of white, because I want these logos to be white. Now you can see nothing, that's nice. And I want the padding to be 5 pixels, just to get them out a bit more. Again, display flex. My CSS is not at all organized, I know that, but I hope you get the idea. Flex duration column to get the... I can show you in a second if you want to, but basically if I would not do that display flex and flex duration column, the icon tags, so the icons of Facebook, for example, would not be in the center of my round button. They would be a bit off. So that's why I'm doing that. Then we can do justify content center and font size 20 pixels, I think, yeah. Font size controls the size of the icons, basically. Actually, what we're building right now is just the construction. You can really change the look of it. You can change the size of the icons. You can change the size of the buttons around that. You can change the padding, all that good stuff. So next, just to be secure, I want a line height also of 20 pixels, just so nothing gets wrong there. And then text align center, a padding of 12 pixels everywhere. We can do that because it's centered, we remember. A border radius of 50% to get it completely rounded. And then we want a margin left of 1% as well as a margin right of 1%. And then again for the transition, we can already do the transition. We want the box shadow to be animated to 1.3 seconds. And that's basically it for the anchor tag. Now we can do an and double a colon, I think. Hover, and then instead of there we want a box shadow. 0 there, and 11 pixels there. Then RGBA, and we want this to be 33, 33, and 33 and an alpha of 0.5. That's it for the hover. Now we just have to do 3 little things for the logos itself, because we want a individual color. That's why we have the Facebook class, the .Twitter class, and the .mail class. Was it email or mail? I'm not sure. It's mail. Cool. So inside of the Facebook class, we want a background color, and I've already prepared a color for that one right there, this dark blue, and I've also prepared a background color for Twitter and for the mail, which is just a gray. So basically we've done it now. Those are the icons, and yeah, you can change the font size to make the logos, the icons bigger and smaller. You can change the padding to give it more room, or just increase the size of the logos, the buttons basically. And if I would now click on the Twitter button, for example, I would get Twitter, and it would automatically paste "this is my website, http://domain.com" in there, or with the mail it would open my mail client. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and till then, see you next time.